Hey guys, and welcome back to Pokemon Origins. Today we are looking at Cobalion, Terrakion, Virizion and Keldeo, commonly known as the Swords of Justice. So, let's kick this off. First up we have Cobalion, or in Japanese, Cobalion. It is the Iron Will Pokemon, and number 638 in the National Dex. It is 2.1 meters or 6 foot 11 inches tall, and weighs 250 kilograms or 551.2 pounds. It is a Steel fighting type and has the highest defense base stat of all fighting type Pokemon. Cobalion is a goat-like quadruped Pokemon, aqua blue in coloration. Its yellow horns somewhat resemble thunderbolts. Its snout is a little lighter blue than its fur, and on its long neck and hind legs are small grey spots. It has a white tuft of fur under its neck. It has yellow shoulder blades that resemble fins, and its back legs also harbour grey spots. Its tail, also the same colour as its snout, looks similar to a fin as well. Cobalion's legs have black bands with dark and light blue fur and large black feet. Cobalion appears to be based on the character of Athos from the novel The Three Musketeers. Like Athos, Cobalion is the oldest and the de facto leader of the group. Like the others of its trio, its appearance is based on ungulates. It bears close resemblance to a markhor, a type of goat, and species of antelope such as the greater kudu or eland. Like the other members of its trio, its nose is shaped like that of a sheep or a goat. Cobalion is a genderless Pokemon, so there is nothing to talk about regarding gender, but a shiny Cobalion is darker blue with lighter blue and lighter cream highlights. Pokedex entries tell us it has a body and a heart of steel, and that it worked with its allies to punish people when they hurt Pokemon. Cobalion and Cobalion are derived from cobalt, a metal and also a colour, and also possibly champion. And size-wise, it is fairly tall at 2.1 meters or 6 foot 11 inches, standing almost 1 foot taller than myself. Then moving on to Terrakion, where the English and Japanese names are the same. It is the Cavern Pokemon and is number 639 in the National Dex. It stands at 1.9 meters or 6 foot 3 inches tall and weighs in at 260 kilograms or 573.2 pounds. It is a rock fighting type and takes super effective damage from grass, steel, water and fighting type moves, which are all the types that the rest of the core set possess combined. Terrakion is a quadruped Pokemon with a bear-like body with grey colouring. Its tail is stubby. Terrakion has a black, rounded forehead and 2 sharp brown horns that come forward from its back. Its face is beige with orange irises. It has claws under the bands on its legs. The bands are the same colour as its face. Its underside is also beige with stripes on it. Terrakion appears to be based on a character of Porthos from the novel The Three Musketeers. Like Porthos, Terrakion is the heaviest, largest and strongest member of the trio. It also has traits of bighorn sheep and oxen. Like the other members of its trio, its nose resembles that of a sheep, goat or other hoofed animal. Like Cobalion, it is genderless, and a shiny Terrakion has a light brown body, deep red horns and cyan-coloured markings. Pokedex entries allow us to understand that it is spoken of in legends, and that its charge is strong enough to break through a giant castle wall in one blow. Terrakion is derived from terra, which is Latin for earth, or terracotta, a clay-based material, as well as a colour, and possibly champion like Cobalion. And then here we have a size comparison. As we can see, Terrakion is a little smaller than Cobalion height-wise, but due to its body stance and being lower to the ground, it is much wider and much more fierce, I think. And thirdly we have Virizion. It is the grassland Pokemon and number 640 in the National Dex. It stands at 2 meters or 6 foot 7 inches tall and weighs 200 kilograms or 440.9 pounds. It is a grass fighting type and has the highest special defense base stat of all grass and fighting type Pokemon. Virizion is a deer or antelope like Pokemon, green in colour with horns that end in dull points. It has a pink tipped leaf on each side of its neck. On Virizion's back there are pointed ends of fur ending in a medium long tail. Its legs resemble pointed knee-high boots and have pointed hooves, and at the joint of its knees are pink highlights. Virizion appears to be based on the character of Aramis from the novel The Three Musketeers. Like Aramis, it is the best at swordplay. Aramis in the novels was also the most feminine, vain and romantic, qualities that Virizion possesses relative to its comrades. It physically resembles antelopes, such as the geronok or other species of gazelle. It may also be based on a female deer. Like its comrades, its nose resembles that of a sheep. Like the previous Pokemon, Virizion is genderless, and shiny Virizion are pink coloured with green and blue highlights. Pokedex entries tell us that this Pokemon fought to protect its friends, and that it uses whirlwind-like movements. Virizion is derived from Viridian, a bluish-green colour, or simply from viridis, which is Latin for green, and, as before, champion. And then looking at sizes, at 2 meters or 6 foot 7 inches, it stands just between Terrakion and Cobalion, still being about half a foot taller than myself. Finally for today we have Keldeo. It is the Colt Pokemon and number 647 in the National Dex, with a bit of a gap between Virizion and itself. It stands 1.4 meters or 4 foot 7 inches tall and weighs in at 48.5 kilograms or 106.9 pounds. It is a water fighting type and has the highest special attack of all fighting type Pokemon. It also has 2 forms, its ordinary form and its resolute form, which it changes to permanently upon learning Secret Sword. Keldeo is pony-like, with a large feathery red mane, long dark blue rigged eyebrow-like features, and a single cream-coloured horn that is slightly curved. The back of its head as well as its neck has light blue and white spotted coloration, with spiky edges at the lower portion. Its body is cream coloured, with blue hooves. Its blue and white spotted, lifted and feathery tail is comparable to an elaborate feather in a cap. In resolute form, it gains a larger, dark blue horn and also 3 feathers in its mane, which also grows a bit larger. Keldeo is most likely based on the legend of the Kelpie, a supernatural water horse that sometimes appeared as a lost pony. Keldeo is also likely based on the Kirin, also referred to as the Chinese unicorn, which are often depicted with a single backwards curving horn and possess the ability to walk on water. Keldeo also draws inspiration from the character of D'Artagnan from the novel The Three Musketeers. Like D'Artagnan, it is the latest and youngest addition to the group. Keldeo's tail also resembles D'Artagnan's trademark feathered cap. Like the rest of the quartet, it is genderless, and a shiny Keldeo is light green with a more bright orange mane. From Pokedex entries, we can learn that it can glide across water and also appears at scenic waterfronts. Keldeo may be derived from Kelda, which is Old Norse for spring or fountain, or could be a combination of Kelpie, a water horse from Celtic folklore, and rodeo, which is, as many of you will know, a sport involving skills with horses, cows and other livestock. Also, Deo is Latin for God. Finally for today, if we check out how big Keldeo is, you can see that it is a fair bit smaller than the rest of the Swords of Justice, obviously because it is the newest and also the youngest member. But in its resolute form, it does grow a bit larger, but not a whole lot I would say. So guys, that's it for this episode of Pokemon Origins. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like and comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Thanks for watching.